3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me again today, my pal Don O'Brien with the BBB, Better Business Bureau. What's up, Don?
It's vacation season.
It
Are
is.
you going on vacation anytime
Yeah, we
soon?
are, but we're waiting until later in the year because we don't want to go. We normally go somewhere warm, and we don't want to go somewhere warm when we're sweating here.
Okay, so you're the perfect person I need to talk to
We're in the
today.
planning. We're in the planning
You're in the
stages.
planning stages.
Yes.
Okay, so today I want to talk about what you should not do if you're going to plan.
Let me have it.
So, have you used your favorite search engine for this trip?
Yes, but only pointedly because I know where I need to go. So, like if I'm Googling or if I'm using,
Let's say you're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
You didn't do cheap flights to Las Vegas.
No.
Because when you do those things, and we are inherently lazy when it comes to our searches. We never go down. We just always click the first thing or thing or two. The bad guys will buy targeted ads for cheap flights to Las Vegas and then try to get you to go to their websites because they're going to come up first on those searches.
So you're saying I did the right thing? Yeah,
You did the right thing.
I generally go directly to like applevacations.com or expedia.com or how do you say that word?
Reputable.
Yeah. Site, because I know that when you Google, it's a crapshoot of what you're going to get or if it's ever going to even be the best deal.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing. You're doing your research early. You're not just waiting till the last minute. You're going to reputable sites. Gosh, you think I could say that too?
See, I know. I'm like, what brain farting
and you
today.
are doing your research.
Yes.
When people come to Better Business Bureau and file complaints or negative customer reviews or go to our scam tracker to tell us they've been right out scammed, they don't do any of those things. So, those are the things you need to keep in mind because, vacations are supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to be painful, and it can be painful if you get scammed. And we hear people that, where are you staying? Are you staying at a hotel? You're going to look for something non-hotel.
All-inclusive.
All-inclusive. Okay, so those things are, if you go to a reputable site for those all-inclusives, you're fine. Now, if you were to go for an Airbnb or a Vrbo or some type of non-traditional, shall we say, vacation spot, you really need to do your research because, believe it or not, there are sometimes scam listings on those sites that look good, but they're not.
I have been scammed on VRBO before.
Yeah. So, there are just so many. There's so many pitfalls out there and traps you can fall into. So it really pays to do your research.
Right. So I just said I've been scammed by VRBO. I don't want to throw VRBO in a negative light because it's general listings. So it's the people who can go out there and put their house up and then, they're trying to get the best bang for their buck. So if they get somebody that offers them more money, then all of a sudden you're out of a spot, and it could be a week before you stay. So it's not necessarily a scam. It's just you're getting hosed.
Yeah, so if you're going to go to one of those sites, you're going to want to, make sure that you read any terms and conditions of your rental. Find one that has a lot of reviews. It's difficult to fake reviews on those sites. So find one that has a couple dozen. That's what I've done in the past. I've had good experiences with both. And I went to properties that had several dozen reviews. You can also probably one of them also had a Facebook page, so we were able to go to Facebook, and you can find that information. So one other thing, and I don't know if you're considering travel insurances at all. Are you considering travel insurance?
Yes, we do travel insurance, especially because we book so far out that we never know what's going on. Especially God forbid we have another pandemic or something.
Yes, or just even
sickness,
not something like that.
A death in the family, because you just never know. We get it. Some of our fellow travelers think that's a scam in and of itself because it's extra money. But I think if you read the fine print of the insurance, you can prepare yourself for what's going to be covered and what's not.
Ask questions and read the fine print to see what is covered and what isn't. Good job.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm kind of a seasoned traveler, but I want to mention one more thing because travel agents, especially local ones in Quincy, will help you avoid also a lot of these scams. So if you are new to it, I recommend reaching out to a local travel agent because it doesn't make your vacation cost anymore. They're just there as a helpful hand. There was a time when Luke and I were fresh together and we were going on a vacation and Lori Shannon helped us. We had missed our flight and getting there was going to be a complete nightmare. So just having that extra fail-safe was awesome, and they will help you avoid some of these pitfalls as well, especially if you're going, international.
Yep.
Yeah.
Find someone you can trust, and you obviously did
absolutely.
that. One other thing, if you're going to pay for your vacations, pay for them in a credit card.
Yep.
I know that you don't want to incur all those interest fees and such, but if you have money socked away for that vacation, you pay it right away, because the last thing you want to do is find maybe you find one of those non-hotel places to stay at, and you Venmo them the money or you Cash App them the money.
Gosh, no.
And again, as we've talked about before, that's like me handing you over your money.
Yeah.
And that listing may not even be legitimate.
Red
so
flag.
use that credit card.
Yeah.
Get all your details in writing, too, is a very important thing. Before making a final payment, get all the details in writing. Total cost, restrictions, cancellation, any penalties if you happen to cancel, and all the name. Just make sure you have it all your I's dotted and your T's crossed when you do these things.
Absolutely. Because it should be fun, but unfortunately there are always people out there, hoping to make an easy buck off of people who aren't not even who aren't as experienced, because I think it can happen to what we were talking about, the VRBO, it's like, make sure you're reading, if you do have to cancel, sometimes they keep up to, a half, even more. Sometimes you don't get any of your money back. So do your homework. And if you are new, I say reach out to a local travel agent, someone else who can help you do it, who's a little more experienced. And then, reading the fine print. Those are all things that have
And by reading the fine print, you might be able to avoid some hidden fees that are in there.
Yeah.
You can ask questions about those. Again, if you're going to stay in one of those non-hotel places, they may charge you some type of cleaning fee.
Yep.
That's something you might need to be able to negotiate. Say, hey, we'll make sure it's all cleaned up when we leave. Those types of things. So, if you do your homework, you should have a good time. And you are doing your homework, and I'm proud of you.
I try. I mean, I think it's because I think everybody has gotten kind of hosed at some point or another. And I think just those little ones, thank goodness they weren't, huge take my identity type issues, but they've taught me some lessons, and I think I've kind of carried those. And I tried to pass those on to people who I'm traveling with who are newer, which kind of creates that vortex of a little safety net when you're traveling, right?
Yep. And we last year did an entire in-depth study on vacation and travel-related scams. So you can go to bbb.org and check all that out.
Right. Also, one last thing, there's so if you go to TripAdvisor, if you are looking at a resort, they have reviews from travelers who've stayed there that can give you a little, again, with the reviews, that can give you some insight to what you're going to be stepping into, especially where construction and stuff is concerned.
Yep.
Right?
Do your homework, and you should have a great time.
Yeah. See, there you go. Are you going on vacation?
Not this year, but we're hoping to go overseas next year.
All right.
So now I'm in the passport process.
There you
so
go.
We're making sure we get that well ahead of time.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about that next time, because there's probably some opportunities for scams there too.
100%.
Everywhere you look, man, dang it. But that's why we're glad you come in and chat with us about these things.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Enjoy your 4th.
Thank you. You too.
All right, thanks. Coming up next, I sit down with Katie Kraushaar and we talk about the Holocaust Museum exhibit headed this way.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan-favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Kelly's has been a fun place to eat and drink in Quincy since 1982. A fun and friendly atmosphere, food with flavor, homemade cinnamon rolls, and famous cheese soup, the best menu in town. Kelly's, 2902 Broadway, Quincy.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center.
Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
And welcome back. Joining me now, Katie Kraushaar, the Dean of Brenner Library at Quincy University. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Of
I
course.
am thrilled to be here today.
Yes,
I'm
me
so
too.
excited.
So when I got to be, in all honesty, I got to be completely forthcoming when I saw what we were talking about, which is the Holocaust. I was like, okay, get yourself prepared, Ash, because this one's going to get you in your feels. Okay, so it is very touching, of course. But what we're talking about today is it's a great opportunity for Quincy.
It really is. Last year, the opportunity to write and receive a grant from the American Library Association, who had partnered with the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum to host exhibits, came across in my email. And so I immediately was like, is this something we can do? Because there's such a great history of Holocaust scholarship and World War II scholarship at Quincy University. And so it was kind of a no-brainer to say, can we do this? How can we do this?
Absolutely. So I'm sure a lot went into securing it, but it is going to be at QU's Brenner Library in 2026.
Yes, we went ahead and made the announcement because this is the second round of the tour, the exhibit that is going out from the Holocaust Museum. And so they wanted everyone to announce at once so that people could start planning ahead.
Absolutely.
And really find the place that's closest to them to be able to go and visit this exhibit and see the amazing information that is out there and available.
Absolutely. And speaking of locations, there are very few, which is another reason why it's so incredible that we're getting it, locally.
It is, and we are so appreciative to them for all of that. There is another location in Illinois that it's going to be, which is up in Downers Grove, and then Burlington, Iowa Public Library also received the grant. So there are a couple of opportunities that people will have to see it. But yeah, there were only 50 libraries in the United States that received the grant. So we are very honored to be one of those 50.
That is incredible. Now, are all the locations going to have the same exhibit?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 4 copies of the exhibit that were put together. And so 4 of them at a time will go out to different libraries. I think the first ones go out to Alaska and Hawaii and a couple other places in September of this year. And then about every 8 weeks, they will be moved to another location. So we get them in October of 2026, and it will be here for 6 weeks.
Excellent. So everybody has plenty of time to get out and experience it. And we were talking earlier about the actual exhibit, and it's not your typical exhibit in that there aren't going to be artifacts, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. These are panels, informational panels that have been put together that kind of condense down the Americans and the Holocaust exhibit that is available in Washington, D.C. at the Holocaust Memorial Museum. And so they kind of squished everything down as much as they could. It's going to take up about 1,100 square feet in the library. We'll have it in the main kind of northeast corner, if you will, behind the Gray Gallery. We're going to try to get everything there. But it's informational panels, and there are then kiosks of multimedia interactive pieces that you can look at and explore, including newspapers from across the United States. The focus of this exhibit really is how much Americans knew beforehand. And then as their information grew, what was the reaction?
Right.
Maybe why the Americans were not interested in fighting in World War II. What were some of the barriers that we really had? And then once they found out all of the information, how did we react to it?
Right.
So, and just as a general, I don't want to say warning, but advisory statement, obviously some of the images and information are going to be very difficult to deal with. So we are planning ahead for getting schools to come in and bring their classrooms, but at the same time knowing that this is not for very young children.
Right.
Our aim is kind of middle school and up.
Sure.
Whenever they would start learning about some of those world events, we want them to be able to come and learn about it. And of course, we invite everyone. It is a free program. It will be open to the public. But again, just kind of as those disclaimers come up, we want to make sure anyone that maybe has some mobility issues or would need special accommodations would contact us ahead of time and let us know that.
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine, with the multimedia, it's going to be very immersive, which will be, it'll be incredible, and amazing, but it will be, it's the Holocaust.
Yes.
Right. So
you're dealing with very, very serious situations
Sure.
and topics.
Yeah.
And, we also are hoping to have a space within the library that people can kind of step back and process it before you go back out into the real world.
Right. And I love, the overall idea of kind of, gauging humanity's capacity for inhumanity,
Yes.
right? And it's something you have to be versed on so that you can see it. It's kind of like you have to know your history or we're doomed to repeat it, right?
Yes, 100%.
Which we see that a lot, especially, in social media and with recent goings on. So, whether you're interested in the Holocaust or, just the psychology of how we process things and how we kind of allow as individuals, I think this is very, very, this is going to be very, very important for our community. Can you give me a little background on what you went through to kind of write the grant or how you went about this?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, my first step was reaching out to the faculty because we have Dr. Wendell Mauder, who is one of our emeritus professors, and that is his entire scholarship. He really always had just this great love for and thirst for knowledge about what was happening during World War II and the Holocaust. So he was my first call. And I asked him, kind of, what would you be willing to do if we were able to get this exhibit here? And he immediately was on board, recommended other faculty members, including Dr. Robert Manning, who is fantastic and has his own connections with the Holocaust. So those were kind of the first two that we approached, and the rest of the history department. And then it was going to our advancement area and saying, okay, grant writers, what can we do with this? They were so supportive. I worked with Michelle Kirkham, and she was just incredible. Matt Bergman, Dr. Robert Wyatt, all of the people over there immediately said, yes, this is within our capacity. It is absolutely something we can do. Let us know how we can help. And so we wrote the narrative and put in the numbers, and we actually do get a $3,000 stipend in order to help promote and to gather other materials that we want to have as part of this exhibit.
Excellent. Well, I congratulations doesn't sound like an appropriate word to use when we're talking about the Holocaust, but kudos to you and the team for getting it to travel to Quincy University. I think that's incredible. And I'll be on the lookout for more information. And as it gets closer, come back and give us more input and let people know. Now, if anybody wants more information to get prepared for school trips, etc., where would they go?
Best thing to do is contact Brenner Library directly. You can email library@quincy.edu. I check that pretty regularly. You can also call the main phone number for Quincy University, which I do not have memorized, unfortunately.
That's
but
okay.
It's right on our website.
You can Google it.
You can find it pretty easily. But we are starting to put together some of those planning pieces because we want everyone to be able to experience it fully. The best part for me actually has been working with the other libraries that have already had this exhibit, and then also the ones that are going to be getting it in the next 2 years, because the ideas are just so wonderful, and we can share all of those together and make it a great experience for anyone that can attend.
Absolutely. I love it. Katie Kraushaar, it was amazing speaking with you. Good luck with everything, and I'll be looking forward to having you back for some more information. And this is going to be incredible for our community.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right. I think that does it for today. Everybody enjoy a happy and safe 4th of July, and we'll catch you back here next time.